All right, so we're continuing with lists and functions. And so what if I wanted to, um, what if I wanted to add or remove elements in my list? Well, you can do that. So we want to add and remove items in the list. Right? To add new elements, it is you use list name dot, we see this a dot again, append, and then put in your new elements in your list. And that's to this, what this does is to add elements to your list. To remove elements, use list name dot remove, and then the elements that you want to remove. And that's to remove elements from your list. All right, so let's look at, we created these other lists here. We got goodbye, list 2, 45. So let's work on list 3 a little bit. And so what I'd like to do is I want to remove list 1 from this. So we're going to go, all right, list 3 dot remove. And what I'm going to remove here is I'm going to remove list 1. Okay, so here's list 3 right now. I want to remove list 1, so I'm going to get rid of this last one. All right, I'm going to run that. Let's remove X is not in the list. Oh, what the heck? I'm not really sure what we're doing here. Let's, I thought we had this right. Oh, because I have list 2. List 2 doesn't have list 1 in it. It has, I made a mistake, list 3. Now let's try it, right? Because this says you don't have list 1 in your list 2. Well, that's true. In list 2, I just have 3 and hello. Now if I run this with the proper list name in there, let's see if it works. Look at list 3. Now I have just goodbye, 3 and hello, which is list 2, 45 and true. Right? Now maybe what I want to do is I want to create list 4. Right? In list 4, I want to have that equal 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So I want to create a new list. So let's run that new list. Now I have list 4. It's got 10 items. 0 is the 2. Number 9 is 20. Those are the index numbers. It's 10 items. Remember, the index number is 0 to 9. That's 10 total items. Now what I want to do is I want to add list 4 to list 3. So we're going to go list 3 dot append, and I want to put in list 4. All right, let's see how this works. We're going to run this. Now list 3 has got goodbye, list 2, 45 true, and now it has list 4 in it. So there I've subtracted list 1, which had the odd numbers, and I put in list 4, which had the even numbers. All right. You can also create functions that take elements of the list and perform certain things. So you can create functions that take elements, because now we know how to pull elements out, that take elements of a list and perform certain operations or functions. All right, let's take a look and see what we can potentially do. All right, so in this particular case, let me give myself some space here. We're going to create a function. So we're going to define the function, and we're going to call this list addition. I'll abbreviate list add. And the only thing that we put in here is the list. That's how I've defined whatever list I'm going to put in. I'm just defining it as the list. All right. And then colon. So what I want to do here is I want to define a variable a that it's going to equal the list, and I want to get the first element, and to that first element I want to add the last element. So I'm going to take the first index 0, and I'm going to add the last element, last index, which would be, well, I don't know how long the list is going to be, so we use -1. The list -1. And then what I want this function to do is return a. Okay, so now I have defined a function. So I have my list 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply list 4. I'm going to go, here's list add. Right, that's my function, list add. And in parentheses, I'm going to put in list 4. And I'm going to run. I got, first of all, highlight all that, or I can put it in as a cell, pound, and run this cell. And here's going to be a new cell. So I'm going to run that separately. So I'm going to run this cell, ran that cell, and now I'm going to run this cell. All right, let's see, it didn't return. So I guess I have to run this by itself, not with the cell contents. All right, I'm going to go, we just run this by itself, and it gives me 22. So what it's saying is take 2 plus 20, that's 22. So took the first element in list 4 and added the last element in list 4. Well, let's create a list 5. And I want that to equal 50, 23, 76, 22, and 90. All right, so let's establish that list. And then I'm going to put in list add, and the list I wanted to use is list 5. And we're going to run that. So it should take 50 plus 90, so this should equal 140. And that's what it does. So it's using that function that I defined, list add, and it's taking the first element of the list and the last element of the list and adding them together. All right? So that's what this is all doing. And I'll make sure I save this script as well as the standard script I've given you, because this has got some other things that we've done during this video session that I want to make sure get included in your work. Okay? Excellent.